Hello again, welcome to class 891. Are you ready? Let's finish. I want 2 more paragraphs from Gain Fluency on page 30, the 4th paragraph. The 4th paragraph, number 224. Most people go through a midlife crisis just like the one you're going through now, right now. Most people go through a Most people go through a midlife crisis just like the one you're going through right now. Yeah. You're not an exception. In 2 or 3 years, you'll be ready to conquer the world again. In this? No. All right. Most people go through a midlife crisis just like the one you're going through right now. Yeah. Yeah. You're not an exception. Tú no eres excepción. O una excepción. You're not an exception. Yeah. In 2 or 3 years, you'll be ready to conquer the world again. Wow. You'll be ready to conquer the world again. You will be ready to conquer the world again. De nuevo, estará listo para conquistar el mundo. ¿Quiere decir que ahora no? All right. Why? Okay. Most people, lo decimos tanto que la T de most nos la comemos. Most people, la mayoría de la gente. Most people go through. Yeah, go through. Yeah, they go through. Yeah, go through. Algo. To go through is, if we do this. To go through. Pasar por. Atravesar. To go through. A midlife crisis. Okay? A midlife crisis. Most people go through a midlife crisis. Just like the one you're going through right now. Can you repeat, please, Richard? Most people go through a midlife crisis. Una crisis de media vida, o sea, de los 40, la crisis de los 40. Most people go through a midlife crisis just like the one you are going through right now. Pobrecito. You're going through a midlife crisis. You are not an exception. Yes. In 2 or 3 years, in 2 or 3 years, you'll be ready to conquer the world again. Baby. I never went through a midlife crisis. A ti no te tocado todavía la crisis de los 40. I think women don't have a midlife crisis in los 40. Muchos tienen en los 30. The women. Yes, especially if they haven't gotten married and started a family. Many of them say, is it too late? And they feel a moment of anxiety. Yeah. Yeah. Ya no hay hombres para. They say this. Yeah. Find a good man. I can't find a good man. Están todos tomados. They're already taken. Yes. When you're 23 is when you should take. Yeah. All right. So most people go through a midlife crisis just like the one you are going through now. Justo como la crisis, como la que estás, a través de la cual estás pasando ahora. Right, ahora mismo, right now. Most people go through a midlife crisis. M-I-D-life, midlife, o sea, de media vida, o sea, la mitad de la vida. Most people, we don't say los 40, midlife crisis. Most people go through a midlife crisis just like the one you are going through now. Yes, I see. Just like the one you're going through now. Yeah, like the one. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old dad. Yeah. I remember in la central nuclear, donde enseñé hace 8 siglos, I remember, vino una visita de un profesor de Madrid. A teacher from Madrid came just to a nuclear plant, wow, to visit. And he brought his ukulele. He had a ukulele. And he played it. And he sang a classical tune, una melodía clásica. Quiero casarme con una chica. Quiero una chica, I want a girl. Quiero una chica justo como la chica que se casó con mi querido papá. O sea, quiero una chica como mi mamá. I want a girl just like the girl that married dear old dad. Dear old dad. The one, that one. Like the one. Like the one that married dear old dad. So, most people go through a midlife crisis just like the one you're going through right now. You're not an exception. You're not. You aren't. Opción. You are not. Tú no eres una excepción. You're not. You're not. You're not. Así los nativos. You're not. You're not an exception. ¿Te crees una excepción? Oh, my problems. I have problems. I'm having a crisis, a psychological crisis. Yeah, don't worry. Everybody passes through that. You're not an exception. Most people go through a midlife crisis just like the one you're going through right now. You're not an exception. In 2 or 3 years, you'll be ready to conquer the world again. Me parece mucho tiempo, 2 or 3 years, to overcome, superar una crisis del 40, to overcome the crisis, a midlife crisis. Hey, Richard, yeah, are you suffering a midlife crisis right now? No, I'm not suffering a midlife crisis right now. Are you suffering a crisis? No. Have you ever suffered a crisis? No. I've never suffered a crisis in my life, I think. I don't remember any crisis. Okay, finally, paragraph number 225, ya paramos, and there we'll stop. In the middle of page 30. All right. Who won the game? Who won the game? Who won the game? Okay. ¿Quién ganó el partido? Who won the game? I didn't see it on TV last night. I forgot to check the scores this morning in the newspaper. On the internet, perdona. I can't believe it's already midday and I still don't know who won last night. Wow. Yesterday, there was a game between Real Madrid and Barcelona. On TV. It was on television. It was televised. Now, I didn't see it on TV last night because I had a dinner. So I didn't, and I forgot. I forgot to check the score. The score is el resultado de tanteo. El resultado del partido is a score. So, I forgot to, and then the following morning, I was having my coffee and surfing the web with my coffee, having my coffee in the morning, and I forgot to check the score. I completely forgot. And now, my God, es mediodía todavía. ¿Quién ganó anoche? Well, of course, Real Madrid won. What was the score? 4-1. Oh, wow, 4-1. And they played in Barcelona. Yeah, okay. So, who won the game? I didn't see it on TV last night. No lo vi en la tele. I didn't see it on TV last night. And I forgot to check, comprobar, the scores, de todos los resultados deportivos. And I forgot to check the scores this morning on the internet. I can't believe it's already midday and I still don't know who won last night. Who won? ¿Quién ganó? I still don't know who won. You don't know who won? Okay. Well, I forgot to check the scores this morning. Yeah. I had dinner out last night. And when I got home, I was dead. I fell into bed and fell asleep. And this morning I got up and I checked the news in the United States and the news in Spain, but I didn't check the sports. I forgot. Again, I can't believe it. So, who won the game? I didn't see it on TV last night, and I forgot to check the scores this morning on the internet. I can't believe it's already midday and I still don't know who won the game last night. I still don't know who won last night. Sigo sin saber quién ganó anoche. I still don't know who won. Todavía no sé quién ganó anoche. Last night. I still don't know who won last night. I can't believe it's already midday. Yeah, it's mediodía. I can't believe it's already midday. And I still don't know. Okay, my friends, that's it for the moment. Grammar. The last one, creo que es el último de todos. Yes, number 99. Number 99 on page 424. Would rather. Rather than, would rather, and rather. Okay, rather. Vamos a ver rather. R-A-T-H-E-R, rather. I'm rather tired. Estoy un tanto cansado, algo cansado. I'm rather. Yes. It's rather difficult. Rather means somewhat, o hasta cierto punto difícil. It's rather difficult. I'm rather tired. Rather, in this case. Otra forma. Rather than is the same as instead of. En vez de usar este libro, prefiero usar este. Rather than using this book, I prefer to use this one. Yeah. Instead of using this book, I prefer this one. Rather than. Yeah. You know, rather than going to the football game tonight, I think I'll stay at home. Rather than, instead of. And finally, lo más importante, would rather. Eso sí que es a diario. Would rather, I'd rather. I'd rather, I'd rather, he'd rather, she'd rather, you'd rather. Yeah, would you rather? Would you rather watch this show at 7 o'clock in the morning or later on the internet? I mean, you go into Vaughan RTV La Carta, tienes 891 programas. Wow. This is program 891. Wow. So, would you rather watch me directly in real time or watch me later on the internet? What would you rather do? I'd rather be a teacher than a lawyer. Es verdad. Preferiría ser profesor a ser abogado. I'd rather be a teacher than a television producer. I'd rather be a teacher than a silversmith. Silversmith, un platero, un orfebre de plata. Yeah, I'd rather be a teacher than a garbage man. Un basurero, de una persona de limpia de basura. De noche van on the garbage truck, all right? The garbage. Yeah, I'd rather live in Spain than in France. I'd rather be a hammer. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. Eso sí. Prefiero martillo a ser clavo. Yeah. And I'd rather be a sparrow than a snail. Yeah. Preferiría ser gorrión a ser. I'd rather be a sparrow than a caracol, snail. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. Yes, I would. If I could, I surely would. I'd rather be a sparrow than a snail. Yes, I would. Paul Simon and Garfunkel. I'd rather be a hammer than a nail. I'd rather be a sparrow than a snail. Yeah. Which language would you rather speak perfectly? English or French? I'd rather speak English perfectly. All right. Where would you rather live? In Valencia or in Malaga? Whew, difficult question. I'd rather live in Valencia, but Malaga is very nice too. Would you rather live in Valencia or Malaga? The second, Malaga, right? She'd rather live in Malaga than Valencia, but both cities are fantastic. Yeah. I like Valencia. I have not been to Malaga. I've been to Malaga 3 times in my life, so I'm not very familiar with Malaga. But it's growing. Malaga is becoming very dynamic. Malaga probably, maybe, in 50 years, if it continues, will be the most dynamic coastal city in Europe. Yeah. It will become more important than Seville. Malaga is going to replace Seville as the most important, most dynamic and most productive city in Andalusia. And maybe in Spain. You never know. It's a very popular destination now, Malaga. And Valencia is a beautiful city. It's very, very nice. Very livable. De hecho, fue un número 1 ranking en una revista mundial, internacional, de calidad de vida. Valencia, all right. Quality of life, yeah. I'd rather live in Portugal than in France. Yeah. Where? Would you rather live in France or in Portugal? Portugal, yeah. She'd rather live, like me, she'd rather live in Portugal than in France. Yeah. Where would you rather live? Where would you rather live? Where would you rather live? ¿Dónde preferirías? Where would you prefer to live? Pero eso es más de nivel alto de inglés. Eso es más calidad, pero en batalla diaria la gente llana dice, would you rather? Would you rather? Where would you rather live? In Lisbon or in Paris? I like both cities. It's a difficult question. All right. Well, where would you rather live? In Oporto or in Toulouse? I'd rather live in Oporto. Yeah. But in any case, where would you rather? Which would you rather be for the rest of your life? A radio teacher or a television teacher? Would you rather? Si tuvieras que elegir ya, y solo eso. If you could only choose television or radio, which would you rather do for the rest of your career? Well, I'd rather do radio. Radio's more fun. Yeah, sorry. Well, television, you have these lights. They put on gook. Gook means cosa. Que está repelús. They put on makeup. You have to sit and look at a camera, and it's very cold, very impersonal is the camera, all right? And you have to sit up straight. You can't talk like this, you see. And you have to wear clothes. I mean, in radio, you can go in your pajamas. No problem. All right. Now, in radio, it's very intimate. The connection between the listener and the speaker. You're speaking through a microphone. You can't see the people, but you know they are listening to you in real time. In the very same moment. On television, usually the programs are not live. They are recorded. And so people will see you tomorrow or next week or next month. And so the intimate connection is not felt. Se siente una conexión íntima con el oyente y viceversa. The listener on the radio is listening to a voice and imagining what the person looks like. Yeah. Because many times, now with the internet, it's easy. If you're curious, you can go in and see you can see photographs of radio personalities. You know, Pepe Bueno, Pepe Fernandez, Carlos Herrera, Iñaki Gabilon. You can look at a picture, okay, and the voice and the face. But at the beginning, no, you don't know. When I started doing radio, many people were very curious about what I looked like. They were listening to my voice on the radio, and they were trying to create an image of my appearance. And that's interesting, and so it makes it un poco de morbo. In television, no. Television, no. But in radio, yes. It's a mystery. Mystery person. It's impossible, well, it's very difficult to be a mystery person on television. And unless they put una pantalla aquí, and you me ves la silueta, y estoy hablando. Eso sería bonito, ¿eh? Una silueta, where you can very clearly see the movements, like the shadow. I don't know if you can see the shadow on the table. Can you see the shadows on the table? Yeah. Can you? Mira si se puede las sombras. ¿Se puede? Yeah. A little bit. So you can imagine me speaking to you, but you only see the shadow. Debería probar eso un día. We should try it. Where you have un tupido velo. And things. All right. So, would you rather? What would you rather do? I would rather, I'd rather, etc., etc. Okay. 5 minutes. We have 5 minutes left. Expressions, my friend. Expressions. Page 59 at the top. To come in handy. Esto se dice 1000 veces por día en el mundo. It comes in handy. Knowing English comes in handy. Saber inglés viene útil. Viene bien. It comes in handy. Yeah. These pencils really come in handy. This cup. This cup comes in handy. Because if I didn't have the cup, all the pencils would be here. ¿Qué hago con esos lápices? I can put them in my pocket. So Marta says, toma, esto te resultará útil. It really comes in handy. Yeah. You see? It comes in handy. Yeah. Every time I come here to record this program, Marta has prepared the pencils. Pero siempre los pone así. She always puts the pencils like that. She always puts the pencils like that. And I always change it to like that. Because if you put it like that, it distracts you. You look at the pencils more than at me. All right. Because all the colors, abigarrado, imagen de lápices. So, no. So, come in handy. Knowing English really comes in handy. You can travel to Poland, to Russia, to China, to Japan, to Indonesia, to Argentina. Well, Argentina, you speak Spanish, but to Morocco, to Egypt, and using English, no problem. So it really comes in handy. Dice aquí venir bien, resultar útil. Yeah, yes. Esa aspiradora de mano definitivamente va a venir bien. All right. Yeah, that handheld Hoover, que británico. This is 1000% British. That handheld Hoover will definitely come in handy. See, definitivamente va a venir bien. Yo no diría definitivamente, pero definitely, sin duda, sin lugar a dudas, va a resultar muy útil. Hoover, like J. Edgar Hoover, H-W, Hoover, como la presa de Hoover. In Great Britain and Ireland, para aspirador o aspiradora, para limpiar, is called a Hoover. Y pasar el aspirador, ¿se dice aspirador o aspiradora? Los dos. Yeah. Pasar la aspiradora, se dice to hoover. Voy a hooverear la moqueta. Voy a hooverear la carpeta. I'm going to hoover the carpet, dice la moqueta. Hoover the floor. Dices eso en los Estados Unidos y te miran, huh? ¿Qué? What? Yeah. We say vacuum. Vacuum es el vacío, donde no hay nada. Es un vacío. Yeah, it's a vacuum. A vacuum cleaner. Limpiadora a base del vacío. Okay? Que aspira. So it's a vacuum cleaner. And I'm going to vacuum the carpet. Yes. 60 years ago, the first television programs from the United States that came to Spain were translated in Puerto Rico. Y decían, voy a vacuumar la carpeta. Se voy a pasar el aspirador sobre la moqueta. Okay, I'm going to vacuum the carpet. Okay, a Hoover. But to come in handy. Vacuum cleaners come in handy. Ahora esos pequeños que van solos, ¿no? They really come in handy. Do you have one that moves around the floor? Boom, 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 boom. It's a robot. Robots come in handy, come in handy, come in handy, come in handy. It really comes in handy. Yeah. This is a very important expression because it's very, very common. Curiosa expresión, viene en útil. Handy is útil. It's handy, it's useful, it's very handy, and it comes in handy. And knowing English comes in handy. See you tomorrow.